Hi there everyone, welcome on board another informative Jamaica Magazine journey. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. There's a lot to explore in this edition where we share stories of Jamaica's growth and development. It starts the news of the day and you can't miss any of it, so stick around.
Good day, I'm Twyla Wheeland. This is your JS News for Monday, November 4, 2024. The final proposed strategy for a comprehensive nation brand that transforms Jamaica's image on the global stage is expected to be ready by December. The nation brand strategy is being developed by Spanish firm Bloom Consulting along with its local partner, One Integrated Group Limited, and UK-based Portland Communications. The group, which was contracted in 2023, is expected to submit the final strategy policy at the end of the year to a steering committee that's chaired by the Prime Minister. That committee, along with a cabinet-appointed technical working group that's chaired by the President of JAMPRO, Shillette Cox, is providing oversight for the strategy's development. After the strategy is submitted to the committee in December, it is expected that the public will be able to have a role in the final determination of Jamaica's nation brand. The work to embed the brand globally and nationally through multiple national projects and marketing initiatives will then begin in earnest and is expected to last for several years. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness first announced plans for upgrading Jamaica's global image last year and again addressed the matter during a recent tourism event in Montego Bay.
Because we recognize that what is being said about Jamaica and what is known about Jamaica may be dated and may not always be accurate. And there are so many other things that are happening in Jamaica that have not yet made it into the consciousness of the world so that Jamaica is properly placed and positioned in the minds of our tourists and visitors and people who would want to do business with us.
The Nation Brand Initiative is being led by the Office of the Prime Minister and funded by the World Bank's Foundation for Competitiveness and Growth project, which is housed at the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ. So far, extensive research both locally and internationally have been conducted, including surveys canvassing over 1,100 Jamaicans, inclusive of more than 300 in the diaspora. The business process outsourcing and global services sectors in Jamaica continue to expand with the opening of 2 new facilities recently. Centerfield's 60,000 square foot Portmore outlet and a similar facility in Montego Bay reflect a significant investment in technology and commitment to digitization. Both are expected to employ a total of 1,800 Jamaicans. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce Senator Auburn Hill has commended the investors while urging employees to pursue excellence and continuous upskilling.
As I'm telling you to go to where you search for information and taking courses online, you must upskill yourself.
Senator Hill emphasizes that Jamaica is positioning itself as a global leader in high-quality export services with its unique selling proposition and the exceptional talent and work ethic of our people, as well as our near-shore position to the largest market in the world, the United States. Justice Chantal Ononaiwu was recently sworn in as the second Jamaican judge on the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ. She took the oath of office during a ceremony officiated by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen at King's House. Justice Ononaiwu affirmed her commitment to working diligently to influence the jurisprudence and direction of the CCJ, particularly as it approaches its 20th anniversary.
I deeply value the opportunity to continue to serve the community as a judge of its highest court and appreciate the immense responsibility this office carries. Our Caribbean Court of Justice plays a pivotal role in advancing the rule of law in our community and building Caribbean jurisprudence.
Justice Ononaiwu follows Justice Winston Anderson, who holds the distinction of being the first Jamaican appointed to the CCJ in 2010. The Black River Hospital's pediatric ward has benefited from a donation of hundreds of toys and books for children who are patients at the St. Elizabeth facility. The donation was made recently by 12-year-old philanthropist and Jamaican-Canadian actress and singer Jasmine Jazzy Headley. The items are housed in an inviting and comfortable area of the hospital dubbed Jasmine Jazzy Headley Corner. Jasmine has pledged to establish similar corners at all hospitals in need in Jamaica and has so far done so at the Maypen and Black River hospitals, as well as the Kingston Public and Victoria Jubilee hospitals. She's supported by her parents, other family members and friends who advocate for donations through the Jasmine Headley Foundation. Acting Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, Richard Thompson, is stressing the need for a proactive approach to disaster risk management. Speaking at a recent town hall meeting, Mr. Thompson insisted that the country needed to adjust its mindset to tackle the current weather realities.
Disaster risk management in general is a moving goalpost. What applies today will not apply tomorrow. We all know that with climate change, our weather systems are operating differently. The Cat 4, Cat 5 hurricanes are becoming mainstay. In the past, we used to have mostly be impacted by Cat 3 at the highest level. Now we are talking about constantly having Cat 4, Cat 5 systems.
Jamaica is finalizing its 2024 to 2044 Comprehensive Disaster Risk Management Policy, with island-wide public consultations now underway. And finally, Jamaicans are being urged to exercise caution as the island remains under a tropical storm warning, with increasing bad weather expected this evening into tomorrow morning. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica reports that this is due to an area of low pressure over the west central Caribbean Sea, which is forecast to strengthen to a tropical depression or tropical storm today, with additional strengthening expected later. On the forecast track, the disturbance is expected to continue moving towards Jamaica today into tonight and be near Jamaica by late Monday evening or early Tuesday morning. At news time, the system recorded maximum sustained winds near 55 kilometers per hour with higher gusts.
Now, as the system moves closer to the island, we do expect that we will continue to be impacted by heavy rainfall, and that will occur mainly over southern and eastern parishes. But the strong winds, as it moves close to us, are expected to be mainly over southern parishes and even to the western side of the island before it moves away toward the Cayman Islands.
The Met Service advises that landslides should also be anticipated in vulnerable sections of the island. For the marine areas, the forecast is for mostly cloudy conditions with widespread showers and thunderstorms, which may be heavy at times. Strong gusty winds up to tropical storm force is expected to affect all marine zones on Monday, and especially inshore and offshore the south coast. All small craft operators, including fishers from the Keys and Banks, should now be in port and are urged to complete their necessary safety precautions without delay. And that's it for JS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
We all want to live comfortable and fulfilling lives. To achieve that, our country Jamaica must grow and develop its economy by producing and exporting goods and services to a large global market. The government is facilitating this goal through the Export Jamaica Global Market Intelligence and Compliance Gateway. Let's see how this gateway is providing information and tools to get Jamaican products into the global market.
As Jamaica sets sight on exceptionally increasing exports to the world, this strategic objective is being supported by a rebranded Trade Board Limited. This agency in the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce has also launched a transformative trade tool dubbed Export Jamaica to make it easier for Jamaican goods and services to enter the global marketplace.
It's a groundbreaking global market intelligence and compliance gateway. At the Trade Board Limited, we have long recognized that many potential exporters consider the task of finding markets and counterparts overseas daunting, and some believe the process of exporting is too complicated to try. Our two initiatives are geared to solve these two problems.
The new online trade information platform aims to revolutionize the landscape for Jamaica's potential and existing exporters by advancing trade opportunities and fostering economic growth.
The Jamaica Trade Board's adoption of a new name and logo serves as a laudable testament to their commitment to fortifying trade services with Jamaican businesses. This strategic rebranding initiative represents more than a symbolic change. It signifies a profound dedication to adapting and enhancing trade services to meet the evolving needs of the business community.
It is providing the catalyst for businesses to succeed by bridging the gap between buyers and sellers from Jamaica to the world.
With timely, accurate, and actionable market insights. Whether you are a seasoned exporter seeking new markets or an aspiring entrepreneur taking your first step, this gateway will be your trusted companion.
Exploring new markets is one of three main categories encapsulating more than 21 modules that are driving the Export Jamaica Gateway platform. These include the Best Country to Trade module, which uses country profiles, import and export details, statistics, and other associated information to help persons determine where and who to sell over 5,000 different products.
The second category, Engage Businesses. This section utilizes a collection of different databases to discover potential trade partners and marketplaces in your desired region, along with valuable resource for facilitating international trade.
This Engaging Business category also provides a counterpart module search tool to help persons identify over 1.5 million companies listed worldwide and specific products they import or export. A database of business directories covers more than 1,800 business directories from around the world. Professional associations and trade shows are also available, along with a marketplace module that gives access to a database of over 510 marketplaces, as well as a module with tenders from around the world that Jamaicans can use.
The third category, Customs and Compliance, where users are able to obtain information needed to manage their shipment and comply with rules and regulation in the target country, as well as find the applicable duties at the product level.
All necessary documents to authorize the departure of goods from one country for entry into another are identified on the gateway for all parties involved in the trade and transit process. A blacklist counterpart database is there to help exporters know whether a company or individual has been placed on any official list of parties sanctioned or banned from foreign trade transactions around the world. Not only does the Export Jamaica Global Gateway provides help to existing and potential exporters, it also supports local manufacturers and producers seeking to source raw material for their production and government involved in the export process. Export Jamaica helps with the requirements to get exporters into target markets.
On the gateway, we have also saw the need where there was need for additional tools to support the information that was provided. These tools would include a landing cost calculator, which is a tool to calculate duties, import taxes, transportation and insurance charges for importing of goods into any country around the world. There's a selling price calculator, which is a tool to determine the selling price of a specific product, including all the necessary costs related to exporting.
The revolutionary trade platform is giving Jamaican businesses access to market trends, insights, regulatory updates, and other trade intel, meticulously adopted and customized to meet local needs.
Which contains over 25,000 industry and country-specific market reports and industrial insights.
Jamaican exporters are also set to benefit from an online export academy a Q&A type facility.
Export Jamaica is not just a tool, it is a promise of efficiency, transparency, and global reach. Let us use Export Jamaica to unlock new horizons, find and make good use of export opportunities, and elevate Jamaica's export landscape.
Persons can access the Export Jamaica Gateway by going to the URL tradeboard.gov.jm/Export Jamaica, or by clicking on the link accessible on the Trade Board's website to create a profile and register.
Once submitted, the Trade Board will then verify this information against the company's office database just to verify that this is actually a benefit that we are giving to the Jamaican population.
This is we're committed to reducing the impact of disasters occurring in Jamaica. We're ever ready to assist you before, during, and after a disaster. But everybody have a role to play, so make we work together and follow the plan. Whether rich or poor or where you come from, hurricanes affect everyone, so be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Be prepared. Listen to ADPEM. A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Agriculture is essential for food and nutrition security. It also supports numerous other industries through the raw materials it provides. To stimulate growth and productivity, the government is providing this productive sector with special incentives that make it easier and more cost-effective for farmers to acquire production inputs. Now, we'll find out more in this next feature.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, in its continuing effort to support Jamaican farmers and foster economic growth, is offering an incentive program. Currently, the ministry has 3 incentives for farmers and farming enterprises.
The approved farming enterprise, which has 2 parts, productive input relief, which we call PIR, the income tax relief. We also have 20% duty concession on vehicles for use in agriculture. And we also offer additional stamp duty waivers on raw materials for manufacturers. For approved farming enterprise PIR, this allows waivers on applicable duties and taxes on certain inputs for the production of primary products used in the course of conducting farming operations in 5 categories. The first category is agricultural crops, livestock, poultry, or dairy. And when we say production of primary products, we mean the cultivation, growth, breeding or rearing, or otherwise activities in these categories. Apiculture is another category, forestry, horticulture, and aquaculture. To be a beneficiary of the 20% duty concession incentive as well as the approved farming enterprise incentive, farmers or farming enterprises must be registered with the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA. The application process for PIR, the first step is for the farmer or farming enterprise to apply through their parish, RADA parish office. The application is then sent to the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, and we make a recommendation on your behalf to the Jamaica Customs Agency. The Jamaica Customs Agency conducts a verification visit and approval is given by them. This benefit is received at the port. The other part of the approved farming enterprise, income tax relief, through the Income Tax Act, it allows farmers or farming enterprises that can write off their losses incurred on the farm against profits of another trade or business. The process for this is, once again, you apply through RADA. The ministry makes a recommendation to the Tax Administration of Jamaica and the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Once this is done, a certification will be given by the Minister of Finance. For the 20% duty concession on vehicles used in agriculture, we have a criteria, of course. The first requirement is to have a minimal annual production gross return of 250,000. And then we have minimum requirements in terms of crops and livestock. So for example, for food crops, 3 acres at least, vegetables, at least 2 acres, goats, 300, pigs, coffee, 3 acres, and all of this is available on RADA's website. For farms 1 to 10 acres, you're entitled to 1 vehicle. For farms 11 to 49 acres, 2 vehicles. And for farms over 50, you're entitled to 3 vehicles. And we must emphasize that the vehicles eligible are trucks, commonly known as pickups, not panel vans. The CC rating has a limit for gasoline 3,000 and for diesel 3,200. This process, once again, we show the importance of being registered with RADA. You apply through your RADA office. The ministry then makes a recommendation to the Jamaica Customs Agency. This is valid for 6 months. And then you will collect your copy from us and you take that to your dealer.
These incentives are intended to encourage farmers to save exponentially while opening new opportunities for expansion. To apply for these incentives, visit your local RADA office for more details. Now, begin to grow through incentives.
We're in Youth Month, and the focus is on increasing awareness of issues that affect our young people. Justice is one of those areas, and it's what we're addressing in the final minutes of today's Jamaica Magazine Journey.
The journey of a child entangled in the justice system can be daunting, but within Jamaica's justice landscape, there's a beacon of hope, a network of child-focused services dedicated to guiding young individuals toward a brighter future. From diversion programs to victim support initiatives, these services aim to provide holistic care, rehabilitation, and empowerment for Jamaica's youth. These programs are offered through several branches of the Ministry of Justice.
Child diversion, as the name implies, is a way of diverting children from the formal justice system into other options or other services that can provide rehabilitation and reintegration. The program focuses on children between the ages of 12 and 17 who come into conflict with the formal justice system. What this means is the child is suspected of an offense, they're accused of an offense, or they're charged with an offense. Once this takes place, a child can be referred by the police or the court to the child diversion offices across the island, so that if they make a mistake or they make a bad decision, they won't be criminalized and they won't have to live with that decision for the rest of their lives, as long as they abide by the program and they complete the program.
Support is also offered to persons who have been harmed by a crime through the Victim Services branch within the Ministry's Social Service Division. This branch is charged with the responsibility to provide counseling, emotional support, and therapy to persons who are victims of crime. They provide a service that is confidential, professional, and neutral.
The language of children is play, and we have found, especially with the very younger clients, that in utilizing play therapy mechanisms, it is very effective in terms of reaching them, in terms of getting them to open up to us and to be able to tell their story, and for us to be able to work through the traumatic symptoms with them. One of our flagship programs is that we provide court support for individuals. We use behavior modification interventions, we use cultural restructuring mechanisms to be able to help the child to understand what is happening to them. One such program is our cultural resocialization program. Another intervention that we utilize is our Overcomers in Action program. And this one is geared specifically towards females who have been sexually abused. It's a group therapy intervention that runs for 6 sessions, and it culminates in a graduation ceremony.
The Restorative Justice Branch provides support to both the victims and perpetrators of crime, prioritizing accountability and healing over mere punishment. It aims to repair relationships, reintegrate offenders into communities, and foster healing for victims and communities. The branch also ensures the lasting impact of conflict resolution skills learned through its training programs in educational institutions. Through a memorandum of understanding between the Ministries of Justice and Education and Youth, significant stride is being made. Since 2022, over 12,000 participants from schools nationwide have had the opportunity to engage in 2-day training workshops focused on restorative justice.
Restorative practices is focused on healing. What it does, it is an investment into relationships among these critical players within the institutions. Additionally, restorative practices hold each player accountable, and this is done by engaging them in collaborative conversations that allows them to explore their actions, their decisions, and their behaviors to recognize the impact that it would have had on the persons around them. And so from these conversations, we see a mounting personal development and change among the key players. These are very important if we are trying to rewrite the narrative of how we resolve conflicts and disputes.
Through the Social Justice Division of the Ministry of Justice, we are committed to
healing and justice for all children,
creating a circle of care,
delivering justice that heals, and
together we are taking justice to the people of Jamaica.
In a landscape often shadowed by challenges, Jamaica's child-focused services stand as pillars of hope, offering a lifeline to young individuals in need. Through comprehensive care, empowerment, and community support, these initiatives are not just shaping individual lives, but laying the foundation for a more inclusive, compassionate, and safe society for all.
Our half-hour journey through the pages of Jamaica Magazine ends right here for today. But please join us again tomorrow on this station for more news, features, and information you can use. In the meantime, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for this and other offerings. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Until next time, walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.